Hi everyone, this is Corey here, and I will work on today a little bit on vampire survival-like engine. Not in the code base, but more like working on designing it using EML, UML, EML, UML. So I just show you what is the idea. I have like a ship which can go around and enemies spawning in, and when they touching my shield and they disappear at the moment. That's all what was done. This is just kind of a proof of concept at the moment. And I will not work on the code base of this. I'm using ECS for this, the entity system. And I stop it before my computer dies. Streaming and doing that is sometimes maybe too much. So if I'm right, I have another window under this, so I can close. Okay, so I'm working on different parts of the system, and today I will deep dive into designing this, not coding, but like a higher level and thinking before actually start typing, which we all should do. Okay, so I have game loop. I worked on Survivors, the progress system before, but today I would like to, I may run through that as well, but today I want to kind of work on the reward system. So I created some stuff here, but it is far from done. So I will explain what I have, and then we can go over for, and then I can jump in to create new elements and stuff there. So let me just check if the stream is healthy. It looks healthy at the moment. Excellent, excellent. So what I'm using since I'm working on multiplication mayhem, I'm using scriptable objects wherever it's possible. I'm using C# events with actions wherever it's possible. I'm trying to not go tightly. Yeah, I'm trying to do a loose system, not a tightly. I'm not coming in the word in my mouse. Okay, it will. So I'm using global events, actions, and then because that I'm designing the different sections of the game separately. So there will be a game loop one. There is the survival progress system, which is actually creating mobs. I can run through it if you are interested, and then I jump on it and I will start to think on how we continue with the reward system. So we have mobs. Mobs are spawned in different times, so depending on the progress level. So the progress level that is technically in a vampire survival like game is time. So every second, how is it progressing from 1 second? Technically 30 minutes, so it's 3,000. Is that? No, it's more. 1 minute is 60 seconds, 10 minutes is 600, 30 minutes is 1,800, okay, seconds. So those are that's the measurement of progress in the game, because in Vampire Survivor, for example, I think after 30 minutes you won. Okay, and but also the game is creating technically exponential curve and give you more and more enemies, spawning more and more enemies while you are playing. So to to really show that, technically there is the time interval and the tick coroutine, like that's the progress. Okay, let me think this over how I explain this easily. Okay, so current progress. Okay, so the progress itself, well, you see it's a mono behavior, which has the current progress, like where are we in the 30 minutes, and the goal is the 30 minutes. So you can set up whatever you want. The reason is I'm trying to write this as abstract as possible, because I want to reuse it in other kind of games, like my running game, where the progress is distance, is in meters, or could be in feet, whatever is your favorite unit. But in a vampire survival game, that's time, so that would be 60 times 30. And then every time we're calling the next one when it's time to go, or we reach the next progress step. Technically, we can start a round, which means we start from 0. We can abort a round. For example, the player died or left the game, and end round when they actually finish the 30 second and win. Okay, how the next is called? We have a time progress. For example, for a time-based game, then the time interval, like I set it for 1 second, and then I have a coroutine which in every seconds will call the next, because how you see this is extending. The time progress is extending the progress mono behavior. If it would be another kind of game, then it could be, for example, distance. Then it could be something else. This is not that important for a vampire survival game, but it technically, let's say we track the distance traveled by the player, then that's the object to track, and then I have a function which can tell how much distance is progressed and then calls the next. It is possible I may need to tell if we not evenly traveling, for example, how I said the object to track. It's maybe not even, but I think it's better if it's kept even. So in that case, there maybe the next takes a parameter. I don't know that yet. This is very high level design. Okay, then how the progress is actually communicated to the other elements. Have a scriptable object which only has a couple of static actions. One of the most important is the onProgress changed. So anytime when the current progress is changing, like let's say we throw the time ticked to the next second, then we can send onProgress changed. Script actions are really, really good to decouple. No, that's the word what I was looking for, to decouple systems. And using events, I really prefer using actions. And I send a message. However, I would discourage you to put event sending in an update where every frame it sends an event. But sending an event every second, that's absolutely no problem. I technically probably could send thousands of events the system, and it wouldn't even be cause any slowdown, except if you do something crazy. But most of the time I try to keep or definitely I try to keep this kind of messages out from updates, or any kind of updates what we use. fixed updates or any of them. I try to use coroutines or just normal events. If people click something or something happens in the game, the player died, for example, that could be changing an event. But so onProgress change also has an integer which tells you what is the current progress, how many seconds, for example. And I have functions for technically for all these. One, onProgress resetted when we start the round, onProgress completed when we ended the round, and onProgress aborted when abort the round. We can send these messages, other elements can pick it up and can react the right way. And because this is only this one, we not create multiple of them, just one. There will be only one exist of this, and the scriptable object then is excellent to kind of mimicking or creating this way a singleton version of it. So there will be only one scriptable object of the ticker action, and that will be the one what everybody subscribes and listens to and reacts or invokes messages. But all the invoking, I think, is will happen with the progress mono behavior, which probably is the time progress version of it, because this is the ingest store. Okay. So every tick we call next, which will create a onProgress changed, sending the current progress what it knows. And anybody can listen to it. So I don't need to get this SPS progress place or known by any other object. No one else will know that. No, need to know. Need to be able to drop it into a variable and then use it or find it. You don't need to do that. You just listen to the onProgress change or any of these, whatever is relevant for your another class or mono behavior, whatever you have, a game object. Okay, which has the component of that mono behavior. Okay, so depending on this one, let me see. So I will go through the mobs in a moment, but technically mob spawn progress will listen to these, and no, it just knows this. Is that no wait? Interesting. So this one is more, looks like it's just mainly, I'm not even sure this should actually listen to that, because this is technically mob spawn progress. So it has how many we spawn per update. Sorry, I heard a blip. I thought somebody sent a chat message, sorry. That's the wrong window. Okay, I will not play around with that at the moment. So this one is when I spawning objects, I have to put a limit. I could, but I don't want to spawn 10,000 enemies in a frame, update. So here I can say I only want maybe 10 per frame spawned at the moment, which would even with that there is 60 frames per second. So in 10 seconds already I have 600 enemies spawned if I set that 10, for example. So that's the maximum we can span in a second. However, we can set up how many we want to spawn, and that's the max mob count, which at the moment is animation curve. I'm not sure, this sounds like unfinished a little bit here, what I want to do. Okay, I think I know. So it's listen for the on progress changed. I think I need a function here which will trigger see, this is still in design. So I would have a function which is so it signs up for max span per. Okay, so I tell first what is it doing, and then I will add the two functions what I need, or probably three I need there. So max span per edit I explained, and then there is an animation curve for max mob count, which is tells the system how many mob I have to spawn depending on the current time. So I will create an animation curve, which is quite an exponential one. And this exponential one curve, I have it's 30 minutes long, and I don't know, 1,000 enemies high at the top. And anytime I can ask us from the animation curve, okay, if I'm at 35 seconds, how many enemies I have to spawn, and then it tells you the number depending on the curve, how the curve progresses. And then every time when a tick comes in, I will check if I need to change the max mob count depending on the animation curve. Like, is that more than before? In the beginning, maybe I start with 8, and for a while it's 8, and then goes up to 9 and 10. Later on, it's quite quickly changing, but in the beginning, it's slower. Whenever I get a new value, I will call a function, and that one will rise one of these scriptable objects, which are also actions, and then it's the on max mob count changed. Okay, so it will send a message. Oh, the max amount of mobs what you need to spawn is risen. It's higher than before, and this is the amount of number. It's as an integer. So we send a message like that. Update. I don't like to use it with update, but I don't know a better word. Max mob count, and then I definitely have a function there which is the same happening. I have a separate curve for the boss count. So maybe in the beginning I just have a few or one boss for a really long time, and then later on I can maybe spawn in 2 or 3 at the same time, but not much more than that. But also this, I can use animation curve to figure it out for a certain time what is the amount of monsters what I have to, or bosses what I have to spawn in. And then if that's changed from the previous one, so most likely I also can have to store here the current mob count, the one what we sent last time. And also I would do the same So we don't want to send every second a message, but we want to send only if this actually changed. Current boss count. So we store it locally, and if this one, by the animation curve, by the time what was sent, what we are listening to, then we would update it. Of course, I need a function in awake somewhere where I, or on enable, on disable, where I actually sign up for listening to the on progress changed, but that I will not write that in. That's kind of expected, because then I have to write it everywhere, and I don't really need to do that. I just want to try to do here the important bit. Okay, I still will skip this. That's the system base, because on ECS, that's a progress system. It's maybe will be iSystem or system base. At the moment I wrote system base. If you would not want to use ECS, then it could be a mono behavior, which is actually do the spawning of the object. There is some issues of passing different style or type of variables for a system base or iSystem for ECS, which is more complicated than just sending it or setting up a normal mono behavior, because you just add the values and that's it. However, for passing variables, especially if they are not I'm not sure how it's called, tractor, not tractor. Some of them is difficult, just the very simple ones are allowed. So it's a little bit complicated. That's the reason it's much better if it's listen for messages. So it will listen for the ticker. It will listen for if you need to change the max mob count or the max boss count as well. But I will get back to it in a second. I explain this side first. So we have a mob which has a prefab, ID, hit point, speed, power, some reward amount, and if it's a boss or not. And then it has a mob progress, which has the mob itself, which you see it's attached. And there's a minimum and maximum progress level. So my idea here is a bit interesting. I was thinking of this for a long time. So how I can very easily manage when to spawn in different mobs. What I want to do here is I can create as many mobs as I want. I can add the prefab for it and set very easily different power, hit points, whatever for them. And I can create a bunch of them. These are scriptable objects, very easy to create a lot of them. And then this could be actually together. I could merge this together. I may do that, but at the moment it's separated. So each mob has, especially if I normalize this, probably I should. So this tells when is that progress level. Let's say I have a stronger mob. I want it to start to spawn from 30 seconds. So I put 30 seconds on minimum progress level. And then I put, let's say, at 2 minutes, which is 120 seconds, I don't want to spawn that anymore. So only will spawn it when it's within this 2 value. And then every mob, yeah, I should probably merge this too. I just logically, I wanted to keep it separate at the moment. So with this, I'm able to let know for the spawner, and I can preset this. I create an array. That's the progress data here, where I have all the mobs. And all these mobs are in a big array of the progress array. I think I just didn't want it to make this super big, complicated array, because I want to use it. But anyway, I think I need the prefab to be able to set up the. Yeah, I need many of these values in the systems in the ECS side, so I may need to do that. But I'm think if I create this big array where I have all the mobs available, and each of them went to which range is to spawn them in and not spawn them anymore. That gives me a very easy way, depending on that progress, what happening there when the progress comes. I know how many I have to spawn of mobs, and I know all the mobs which is need to spawn at that certain level. And then we come to the progress system, which is actually do the spawning. It has the, I don't know what progress data anymore. Oh yeah, it's just storing. That's the progress data. So I somehow get that scriptable object variables in a buffer or something. I don't know yet. I'm relatively newly working on ECS part, so that part is up in the air. And the moment I think that will be a buffer or something like that to store that. But at the moment I just simplified here, so I have access to the progress data. I know the current progress level. Maybe it should be current progress. And I know that because I'm subscribed for the actions, which is sending me that value. And I know the max mob count and max boss count from those events. Maybe those ones should be the current as well. I think makes sense if I call it current max. Okay, and then I have a on create, which is sets this up, on update, which is actually do the which is cause spawn mobs or spawn bosses whenever it's needed. It listens for the progress change and updates the progress. It has a reset in case I have to remove everything and restart the game. And I have the update mob count and update boss count, which is again licensed for events, or when we license the events, we call these to do the actually update. Yeah, so that's the progress system for the survival, vampire survival like game. Okay, so the next bit, what I started to think of, I have just a simple game loop there. I can show that another day. But I probably want to go that more detailed in when I'm ready with that. However, we have a survival reward system. Now this will be interesting. So, so far what I did, I just created a bunch of scriptable objects, one for weapons with all the variables and so on for the weapon, like the effect area and whatever its nodes and strong, it says a sprite, which is the icon and so on. And then there are skills. So if a Vampire Survival, there are two sets, technically three, two sets of updates, upgrades, rewards. It's the reward system. You can upgrade your weapons. You can upgrade your skills. Skills are like weapons are actually doing some kind of effect. It's makes a shooting something or bombard you, things around you. Those are what I categorize as weapons. While there are things like books and other things which is improve your weapons. Like it would say all area effect is plus 10% damage or plus one missile for all missile-based weapons. That's the reason I also have an effect type, which is technically ID and the name. And then the skill, there is a effect type as well. So multiple weapons can be in the same type, like let's say area damaging weapons or missile shooting weapons, which Vampire Survivor game could be. It's just some kind of boomerang thingy there was, and there was some things which is like knives. Those would be the missile type, for example. And then if there is a upgrade which is upgrades any of the missile types with 10% damage, then so on. So you can combine the effects of these when are calculating the damage. And also there is one idea in Vampire Survival when there is certain weapons and certain skills, how I call here, those work together really good, and it unlocks a special weapon if you box them out or something. So that's a special weapon dependency, which says which weapon, which skill together opens up a special weapon. And so it knows. Is that knowing or owning? Technically it's maybe this one should be actually okay. I may change this now. So it should be, where is it? Here. So I'm in the wrong way around. Oh, can I? How can I? Do I have to change it around? I'm new to Figma, so. Okay, let's put that like that. Okay. So it's one skill and two weapons technically. So one is the dependent weapon, and the dependent skill gives a special weapon, which is also a weapon. So I have actually here a 2. Which means there is a 1-to-2 connection. So one weapon and a special weapon, and that's 2 different items in the weapons from the weapons. Sorry, and then one skill. together is giving the special weapon technically. So that's how the weapons get upgraded. You can select new ones, and but that's not really telling us the rewards. So what we need to rewards? First, we have to collect. Technically, we collect coins and we collect XP or some kind of diamonds or something, and that turns to XP. So I not really have here. I have a character here, and I have a player progress, which is just try to do that. But before we do that, I think we should start to create something like. Yes, there is different kind of XPs, which is get dropped. There was in Vampire Survivor, for example, there is blue, red, green, little diamonds, and also you can find some chests as well, but that works differently because chests right away give you a new weapon randomly, or skill, or a selection of them. While yes, because sometimes you get 1, 2, 1, 3, or sometimes even 5 of them. The chests. So there will be something like a chest. I don't know how it will be, but I write like it's probably I will not call it chest. I just want to keep that there, and then there are the diamonds. I think it throws kind of some kind of jewels. Diamond. I write down. But technically, these diamonds are just a set value of XP. I think simply there is 3 version of them exist in Vampire Survival. Of course, because it's a scriptable object, I will able to do different ones. I delete that because that's not relevant at the moment. So let's call this reward. Or let's call this XP. Because technically XP, it has a value. And also it has a prefab, because we have to represent it on the screen somehow when it's get dropped. You see here, I think I just said reward amount, which is just an integer, but it's most likely I may need to use. Oh, it's actually I called it reward. Interesting. But is that a reward? The reward is itself the new weapons. Yeah, this is only the kind of the currency of the rewards, if that makes sense. So I have a value and it's have a prefab for now. I will rethink how it's connecting to the other side. Or I could just say if it's if I set these rewards to a set value, then if the value is the same, then it spawns in the right, and then I don't need to cross reference the two systems because I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, I will see how I connect this, but definitely I want to keep within here how I want to call. I think I want to call this it could call the drop, which has a XP value, because it's a drop, what we can pick up and get. Yes, I think that's better. So I will call XP value, and it has a prefab. Which is a game object. Okay, these things never change. It's just change when you create the game. But while the game going, these scriptable objects will be the same. It just has a prefab. I don't need the icon, just a prefab and the XP value. And it's called the drop. And then what I need to create kind of, okay, a list of XP bands. Let me think of this. So my what I was thinking when I wrote this or created that, I create bands of XP for each level. But I think this is a simple list from level 1 to level whatever level they can reach, really, within the game. But level 80, I think, is the maximum. So technically, what I need here is I can make a fancy one and I create bonds as scriptable objects, but it is technically a list of integers, could be, and XP bond, okay, level XP per level. But it would be better if I have something like where I have level ID. It's the reason I'm thinking of maybe I just creating a nice object with the level and then the bond is easier for me editing later, like, okay, level 2 is this. However, this is really don't need to be more than a list of integers for each level. I could actually maybe generate this automatically, like every time it's doubles. The problem with that, it stops me to fine-tune it. If I have a scriptable object with a list, which is the XP required per level, then I'm very easily can tell what level I am, and I can very easily can modify it slightly if it feels the progress too slow or too hard or too easy. So yeah, so definitely I need the bonds. I have drops, I can pick it up, get XP. I can, yeah, this is a different story. I can have a list of XP bonds, so I know I can very easily calculate how much XP I need. You know, just the line what is filling up the top. And then is this the, okay, so this is, I think, the main element here, the player progress. It has a character, yes. So definitely it has one. It has the character, whatever we're playing with. So if you was wondering, this is the details of the character, like what is the starting weapon, starting skill, what you have, and then you do your player prefab. In my ship game, this would be different ships. In the original Vampire Survival, this would be the different characters. Then, and then it maybe has an icon and it has a hit point. That's the reason it don't have damage and stuff. Because that depends on the weapons. So it's only have hit points. It's quite simple kind of game. This is okay. So I have the character. I have a list of weapons and list of skills, which it means I need to able to. Okay, let me rearrange this. Unfortunately, that. Okay, and how do I do this nicer? It's not the best system to use creating diagrams. Unfortunately, I don't have better one. Okay, I can put this here, and then I can put this one here, and then even this one could go there. Okay, that's probably better. Okay, so oh yeah, and I lost my numbers. So I hope I put the right order. Let me know in the chat or in comments if I put the numbers the wrong sign. Okay, so I have a character, I have weapons. So and I can have multiple weapons because that's the list. So I will just put the multiple ones. No, not this side. Yeah, I'm putting in the wrong die. So I have multiple ones, and that goes there because I have multiple weapons. I deleted the one. It's no point to put the ones everywhere. Okay. So I can have multiple weapons, and I can have multiple skills, and then I have a level of it. Like each weapon will work in a way how it has levels. I may have to add more variables for that here. I don't know yet. It's a very high level design at the moment. And also, I would like to do this so I can have multiple skills. But I think this will be a lot bigger. Yeah, not the best diagramming system, but that's what we have at the moment. Okay, so we have the current XP the current HP hit points, which I don't care here more, because that one is probably... I will see how I will get that synchronized with the ECS part of the system, but that's another day, not today. Okay, now we do rewards. Okay, this is a long session, 51 minutes already. Hopefully it's fascinating. So I have the character, I have level, but I don't know. I need the bonds. So I definitely need to know the... I can't see well my keyboard because the microphone, so I have to kind of look down funny way there. So does the XP bands. Okay, so I need a copy of that. And I need to do... Okay, when drop happens, when we pick it up, that message will probably coming because where I will handle all the collisions, it will be in the ECS side. So I definitely need to have I need to communicate this, and this is a good question because I don't want to do message per frame or many messages per frame for each and every object we picked up. I could do one message per frame if the job is kind of caching, or it counts all the amount of XP which was collected, whatever drops was collected. If a drop was collected, and then I add together all the XP for all of them, and I sending one message per frame, which would be not that heavy. But I'm a little bit worried about that, because I said no on update messages. Definitely no one message per object per picked up, because that's can you imagine if I have some kind of situation like in Vampire Survivor when you trigger to collect all dropped or drops, all the XP drops per the whole map, and all of them flying to you, and then you just get tons of them. Can you imagine if I would do that one by one? A message. Very easily I could have 1,000 message in a frame. So I think I will need to actually create one per... I can combine them for one per frame, so there will be only 60 per second. Or 120, depends on how quick really the game runs, but one per frame. One per frame I think it's okay, especially because that will be the only one. when you kill enemies, I don't need to communicate between the ECS side and the game object side, because they are just dropping XP. The only time when I need to do communication only and only when I get damaged, and that one could be kind of count together as well. Okay, so if I have a job, I think I have one here. Just borrow it because it has the right colors and everything, and I don't want to reset that. So let's say, I don't know if it's system based or iSystem, something it will be, and then this one is a job to collect or drops management. The problem is drops. Let's call them XP drops. I want to call them XP drop, and then this one could be XP drop system. XP drop system. Where shall I lowercase the p? I could. I don't think I did it everywhere. I didn't do there. Shall I make it more? I prefer it if actually is uppercase. Oh. Just here it's hard to read. Maybe I use it as lowercase. Let me check here as well. XP bonds. And then XP bonds, that's fine. Yeah, if I lowercase it, it's easier to read. Okay. Okay, so I don't need most of this. Definitely, I have our own create and our own update. So it's so I have the current XP, which is not the current XP of the all of the player. Current XP. Okay, so it's an integer, and I have the current XP in frame, or frame current per frame. Per frame looks like I multiple frame. Any recommendations? In frame. Okay, so the current XP in frame. So what it does, on when we detect a collision with a drop, right? This one don't need to spawn. No, it also can need to spawn. So, I will not spawn here. Because who should spawn the XP drops is the spawning system. I didn't draw that up yet. I need to do all the, or actually I have the progress system, but not the progress system. There is there should be one which is responsible for all the killing the mobs when they die, handling them. I could do that here. But this is, I want to focus here in the rewards. So I will have a separate system. I may put that somewhere here, but I can place that here for the moment, which is handles the dead elements. Okay. Okay, let me think this over. I probably need those two, or okay, this is the one that creates it. There is a different one which is moves them towards the player. There is another one which is moves them when we moving the whole world, because I didn't do that. I didn't design that up. I actually created that in a code when I was experimenting. So I still want to design that up. When the world moving around us, then I have to move the mobs as well. But when they die, when they go die, at the moment, I just move them to the edge of the system and respawn them. But that could be the respawner. Maybe have to be the same, I don't know. But let's grab one more, and I will handle here the mob. I'll wait with that for a moment, because I can do that some of that of here. So no, I need it because that's handling the mobs. So I will create a X drop. So what is this one responsible? It's responsible to do the following. When the player touching, because if it gets into the, or it gets in the sphere of influence of the player, the sphere of influence, then it's need to add the XP. I'm not worried about the how I create the drops. I think that will be, I will have a separate system which is spawns, moves, respawns all objects and reuse all the objects. So I have to create a separate kind of subsystem for this. This is the reward system. So I will not worry about how the drops at the moment created. They created where by a chance when the mob dies. Right? I don't need to worry about. I need to actually pick them up, able to pick them up. So drop, pickup system. Okay. So it has a it has an area to pick up. Yes, it has a, probably it has a collider some kind. I don't know yet. It's maybe just a circle, like a radius. Did I spell that right? I feel stupid at the moment, sorry. I have to check because, yeah. Okay, I'm not completely an idiot. Okay, so I have a radius, which within that I pick up objects. I will have some calculations. Is like is drop or get drops within get drop XP drops within okay easier. Pick up XP drops, which will, using the radius, will pick up anything around the player. There is a possibility some of the skills player having is attracting the drops towards the player. That's again kind of the movement related stuff, which I want to do separately. So I will not worry about that right now, because if these are moving, that's a separate subsystem. Hi, viewer. Welcome to the channel. So, okay. So I have the system which has a radius around it and accumulating the XP when I pick up the XP drops, then it's collect them together and then it sends or invoke. I don't want to use invoke. Send XP to player. Okay, let's create a scriptable object for the actions. I just grabbed from the downloader group. So I will grab this and place it in, because it's hard to set these up with the colors and everything. So I will have a action for, and this have to be SRS because this is a different one. I may didn't update some of these properly, but so what should be the action? The action does it technically tells us every frame how many new XP we collected. Okay, so pick up action, and a pickup action will have an action which is send the integer, and then on pickup. It's not changed because it's not a change. It's just on pickup. I sending the integer. We will subscribe for that in the player progress, so we can update our XP every time when .1 is invoked. So that means I need to grab a row. Okay, so the XP drop pickup system will invoke this one every frame only one, because we don't want to flood the system. So every moment there is one what we send, and then when we send that on pickup action with the number, this will be listened. I think I will move this around. Unfortunately, there is only 4 spots to attach these on using Figma. Not the best, but it's very colorful and I like that. So, and also I would put that there. Okay, so we listen to these events and we will react on these events. So I will have the own I will have a, of course I have a start, and I have a, I probably don't need the update. Oh, but it will send me every frame something. No, I just have to listen to it. So I will have on enable, on disable where I listen to it, but I will not really want to put everything here, which is normal to have when I do the event system. So on enable and on disable I will not show here. However, I will have a on. So I will I will have an update XP, which is get called when I'm listening to that. What I spelled wrong there? Update XP. And then I also so I'm updating the XP. I'm checking the bonds. If we reach the bond, the XP bonds, so meaning if we reach the level when we are leveled up, we actually should track which level we are. So I think I need an integer for the current level. Okay, and then from the XP bonds, which is storing how much XP we need for each level, we can look it up if we leveled up. Okay, so for that, I have a function which is update level. And then if we update the level, then we need to trigger an event. And then that event, again, I will use a scriptable object with actions on it. I don't know where I will do this. Okay. We didn't even get to the chests when we open the chest. So instead of pickup action, this will be an event called. I may group them together later. At the moment, I keep them separate. So level action on level changed, and I will change this on pickup odd, or no, I keep it on pickup. On level changed, I have the new level here, and if the level changed, then I need another object which is handling the leveling. So level manager maybe, and this level manager listens for the on level changed. Okay, let's get some arrows. And that's maybe nicer like that. And wrong way. Okay. The level manager listens, and also I probably will have a UI part of this. There is a reward UI where you can select the different elements. But okay, so let's say I have on leveled or level changed. That's the same, right? Handle on level change. Okay. So handle on level changed. To able to handle the on level changed. Sorry, I'm just looking on stats. Okay, so I handle the level change. I probably have to know what kind of level we are. Oh, but the player knows that. Yeah, the player knows that. So do I need to have a level manager? I don't think so. But I need to have something else there. Okay, I don't need because player already know the level. Players start to be a bit big. But it knows its current level. It sends a message when leveled up. So when we leveled up, I don't need a level manager. Player can do that. I may can split this up to 2, but the thing is, it would actually handle that. Yeah, I keep that together for now. And instead of level manager, I'm not using a level manager here. This will be the reward manager. Okay. Now finally, reward system. So to the handle level changed, and then it's need to show 3 different possible objects that the player can choose. Okay, so okay, so it's pick random rewards. It's also have to know about all the weapons, the skills. So it would have it have a list of weapons. SRS weapons, right? SRS. Yeah. And then it knows about the. Oh, it's have to know that what currently weapons I have, what kind of level it is. It's have to know a lot more to be able to select new weapons. Which is a conflict. That means it's have to know the player progress, which I don't want it knows. I may have to move some of the values over here. Or actually okay. if the player progress is actually picks the random rewards because it has the data. It has the level of the weapon, the level of the skill, all the data has, so it can do pick random rewards. Instead of sending on level changed, or maybe I need to send on level changed because that will trigger certain effects and things like that. But I pick random rewards, so this will be listened to different no, 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 no. I need to know. But I need to also know these values, the current weapon and integer of these. I know I will make an object from this later, or a class or something, a struct or whatever. At the moment I don't have a name for it, so I just set it as weapon and int, which is not a proper list, but something like that. Okay, I need to create a scriptable object for this, and that's to store the actual amount of levels and skills, and then I can use that both on the player and I technically don't need a reward manager, I need a reward UI manager. And instead of storing that, I will have them in a scriptable object. So if I create a new scriptable object called current or active weapons, active progress, player progress. Active player progress, and here I have sorry, I have to kind of, so I have the active player progress in there as a scriptable object, which means I have to connect these. So I need and then one more, which this one. Because this is early time of design, half of this will change. But I wanted to show you guys actually the design process, how to think it over before you start to sit down and code. I know a lot of this will be changing after, but at the moment it's this is actually useful. I just put this on the bottom because it's easier to see. I move this lower. Okay, so this has the weapon and the skill, the current one. I'm not sure even if it could have the level, because level is important. And then it could have the bonds. Well, oh no, the bonds I don't need to go on there, but the current level could go in it as well. So I have all the information there, because if I get the right, okay, if I get the right amount of XP, it kind of feels like I could listen for no, the XP I have here, that's the current level. I don't care about the XP here. Well, okay. I need something else. On XP changed, or oh no. When I listen to pickup, I need to have a global place for having the XP. So I probably will not store here the hit point though. I will see that. So it's a better place, and then this one get updated. So if we pick up, then if get a pickup, I can calculate the level. The reward UI don't care about the XP, but the and now start to get too complicated. I may put the UI separate actually. Like the XP UI. Also want to listen to this, or also will listen to the event. And updates the UI depending on the change. So, okay, I probably put this separate, but this one will listen to for that one, and also that one. But I will not do at the moment. I will do the UI separate later. Server UI system. And here I will have a copy of it's the same one. There is only one exist. It's just I don't want to make like a crazy complicated thing here. Oops. And then this one will listen to this too. And it's, I don't know, has a progress bar. I don't know now how I will do that, but progress bar update UI, which is updates the progress depending on the current XP level and the pickup. So it has to know this too. So I just don't want to add this here, because even if it's connected, it's would make too complicated the chart. And then I need one of these. Oh, another way around. I will have one of that. one of them. And probably I have some progress bar, which I could make a new one. What was this actually? Ah, yeah. I can make a new color and for the UI, but technically that would also have a progress bar. Which is probably a game object. So I not really want to mix that in here. Yeah, I will not add that here. Okay, back to this. It's start to come together. So I'm level changed. If level changed, I can calculate with knowing all those values. So I need also the data for that and be bigger. And then I can pick random rewards, and then I also can yeah, I need the window pop-up, which is the reward window. So when it picks random rewards, I could send the event with the 3 selected rewards, and yeah, also this one is actually have those ones, so I didn't draw in that connection. Sorry, but it's okay. So it should send a message, and then there would be a UI which is handling that message and actually do the fancy way showing these are the selectable, and then click on it which one you want. Okay, so I will do a reward action. Reward action because on rewards picked, and then I will have one when when I don't know what will be the type moment, I will figure it out. On rewards selected, when the player actually selected one, this is when it offers like there is 3, so it will be it will send a list of weapon, list of weapons, and the list of skills, which any of them can be 0 to 3 of those. So it sends whatever picked, and then it sends back a weapon or a skill when it's the reward selected. But I could break this up to make it easier to handle. I could send different one depending on what the player selected. I could have one for weapon, one for skill. I could say on reward weapon selected and on reward skill selected. Okay. And then that one is sent, or at least the pick random reward is sent, and then there will be a UI which is listening to that message, and then the person clicked, then it sends the other ones. So I will do that for now. I will put that here. But XP, this reward UI, which listens to the on rewards picked, and then depending shows them. And then select reward. And select reward will actually send an event. I can connect this together, but technically this one listens to this and sends that kind of message, and then that message will be picked up by the player progress, and then if the depending on, so it will have a handle reward or add reward handle add weapon reward, and then there is another one which is handle add weapon, not a skill reward, or just, I don't even need to say reward, handle add weapon and add skill, which will be I actually, yeah, the UI don't need to know about that. We send the weapon and the skills which is available, and then it sends back a weapon or a skill, depending on what was selected. I'm thinking of maybe weapons and skill could be the same thing, but I have to check if it can mesh together, because then it could be make this more easier. But I know it's maybe just a type, because yeah, a skill don't have a game object. That's the difference. So it has maybe, I don't know if it has a power or it has a value. A weapon has a power because that's what means how much damage it does. It's the damage what's caused, that's the power. It has recharge time. Yeah, the skills don't have recharge time, mostly. Only weapons has. So they are different. It may have a max level. I don't know if I want to maximize level or allow to have max level or not. Definitely has a type, and then is special. Yeah, it's not special because it's just a weapon, special weapon. So it has a value or power, but it's usually a percentage, these ones, or it gives extra 1 missile or 10% life or 10% extra damage. So percentage. Okay, so this is different, the skill from the weapon. So I can't really mush them together, or wouldn't make sense. That's a 1 to n as well. Forgot to do that. Let's put that there. So, okay. So the UI behavior, that one, I make a copy of this. Knows that one. Oh, sorry. Don't know the. It just uses it. So it's not owns it, just uses it. Okay, so that's the UI there. This is another one which is just used, both invoking, and the UI is both invoking and then update UI, or wait, this one is the reward UI. So we can show reward word menu, or toggle menu. We have some kind of effect when it looks up. It's kind of doesn't matter. I can do that later. So it shows, and then you can select a reward, and then it shows or hides the reward menu, and then do the reward effect, reward picking effect. It has some kind of effect when it shows up, and then it's I think it can do like spinning or something. It already knows what it will show in this point, because that was already decided at the reward manager, but we can do here the effect when it's spinning and showing, and then it stops on the right or on the selected elements, and then it shows, and then the player can choose one of the three. Some kind of effect there is, and then it uses technically that reward action only. Hello. And also this action is listened here. I don't know where to put this. If I put this all the way up instead of down, if I put, well, getting messy. It's getting messy. Okay, let's put this over there. Let's put down here. Okay. And I think I have to move the whole thing a bit down. No, not that one as well. Not that one as well. No. Yeah. Yes. And then yeah, I can move this there as well. Okay. Oh, this one is messy. Okay, why not moving this here? And then I can move that one there. Is this the wrong way around? Yeah, it's the wrong way around. It's the wrong way around. and then this one is the wrong way around as well. Okay, good. Yeah, because this owning that. Okay, and then the chesting. Okay. Okay, this get dropped, and this is the one what surged. So these ones are just the data for. I will have a component there, component data there. Yeah, I have to do more ECS parts there, but I do that later. It's getting really long. Okay, and I think I will continue later with my chest as well. How when we're killing, we can find chests. There are some objects what you destroy, and then like I don't know, some kind of lamps or lights or columns or something you destroy, and then you can find some chests which has some money on it or sometimes some item on it. We can pick those up as well, but those are just health, XP, coins, food, stuff like that. That's not really the reward system. However, when you kill a boss and you get a big chest, and that one gives you multiple items, that one is actually a chest. So if a chest is picked up, which is, I think that mean I have another action, and on chest pickup. I think I will call it on XP pickup, on XP pickup, and on chest pickup. I think it's better. So this one will handle that one. If we, and I add the new function there, which is handling the on pick up chest. Those are drops as well, because that's dropped by the yes, those are dropped are the monsters. So maybe the drop, okay, let me, I delete this and I say drop. If it has a value, it has a prefab because it looks somehow, and also it has a type. I will not, it maybe will be just the enum. Enum, I don't know, I just put here, it can be XP type or chest type, and then here when I'm looking for these different ones are this just depending on the type, I will send different messages, something like that. This is still I don't know how I managed to add the extra row there. Definitely I don't need 3. Yeah, that's a mystery. Okay, something like that at the moment. So if I pick up a chest, then I also sending a different message which need to be handled. It will be probably that's not update level. That's probably not handled by the player progress, but there will be another. It could be listened to. And I pick up chest. And then, or I will have a separate. Well, I think this could handle both of them because they are very similar, the two pickups. And then it's need to be able to listen to this, which means I want to do this on this side, that side, and then changing around again everything. Then this one, just change it around. This is messy. Let's come to this side. And then yep, okay, I'm happy with that. And then this one can also have a new. So this one also can listen to that another event, which is the chest pickup. It's don't care about the XP pickup, only if it leveled up. But if you pick up a chest, then it's have to again spin and show stuff. So that could be handled by the same UI. Or, yeah, UI manager. And then do I even need to do this? No. I actually don't need this. Because the chest is not picked up by that one. That one only handles leveling. I start to feel I may not need this. I could add here that. Well, when we level up, okay, maybe I need it, maybe not, but definitely this one could kind of listen to that one. So I just pull a copy here for now. I will not do copies like this later. I just at the moment, because I don't want to bore you with me rearranging and make this pretty. Well, something like that. Okay, I'm kind of happy with it. This has become bigger than I expected. I'm still not sure. Do I really need this? Handle level change to pick random rewards. Oh no, because that's the one who gets the random rewards. I don't want the UI know about the rewards. Order could do that. I could merge this into the UI. But then it's have to know about the reward action. Yeah, I will rethink it, but I think this was already huge for one day. I'm very happy about the progress, and keep working on this, and then I will get you through next time. I think I will continue on this one next time, or whenever I have updates on this, because this is kind of a new project, and I'm still working on the multiplication mayhem. So I, depending on what I'm working on and how much fun or how interesting is, I will decide what kind of things I work on. And also, one of the reasons I did this, because I noticed my previous time when I was went through how the buff system works on Multiplication Mayhem, it was quite popular live stream. So I thought I'd do a little bit more of the design, because I see a lot of people doing programming and tutorials and stuff like that, but I never really see people doing design on the fly. And I did absolutely tons of design in my life. And I learned for engineer. I studied engineering, in IT, not just programming. So this kind of creating this kind of things is very, very easy for me. All right, it still takes time, but believe me, when I designed it, I filter out a lot of those problems on this level when I'm just working on it, and then a lot easier to code it. Code it done after is mostly solidified. Of course, I will run into issues or things have to be changed. However, it's a lot quicker. It's a lot quicker to code, and definitely I can, like right now I was like, oh, I need this at all? Shall I move this over there? And this kind of things can be decided in this level, not when you already wrote the code and then you have to throw away a full class or things and then move things around. It's better to do here this time than the time when it's already written and then do. So it's very useful to do designs like this. So guys, do designs. I will, if this one is interesting, then and people do like it, so please like it, then I do more like this. And also I will, of course, doing some coding ones as well, as usual. All right, this one is almost 2 hours now. I'm got tired. It's really late here. It's almost 2 a.m. So I thank you for you guys watching, and then see you probably next week. Yes, I've tried to do this more regularly than now, and not at hoc and time, but I really wanted to work on this today, and I thought this would be really beneficial for you guys to see how is actually a system get designed. And one of the other interesting things here is I'm trying to create not just for that game, but I want to make this reusable and maybe available on maybe some of the viewers as well, or definitely maybe even on the asset store if I'm creating this engine, and with some examples, or maybe I do a Patreon on this, and then you can support me and then get access to it even while it's not finished. Something like that I was thinking, but that's really optional. First I want to see if people like it or not. All right, thank you for watching, and then see you next time. Bye.